Welcome children. So today we are going to start the next chapter, National Income and Related Aggregates. First we will start with some basic concepts of macroeconomics. Domestic territory. Now what is a domestic territory? As you can see here, I have shown with certain plus minus here. What is a domestic territory? It includes the political territory of India. Suppose if you are talking of India, it is our political territory or it's our geographical territory. Included to that, there are certain other things which may be outside the political territory, but we will consider it as a part of our domestic territory. And then maybe there are certain things inside our political territory, but which we will not include in domestic territory. Okay, to understand these concepts better, you just look up at the board. So what is a domestic territory? In domestic territory, first we are talking of the political territory or the geographical territory. Yes, the domestic territory first includes our geographical or our political territory. Yes, but apart from that, to be a domestic territory, which we also call economic territory, it is much more than what we mean by a geographical or political territory. The concept of economic territory is quite vast. Alright, we are geographical or political territory. Apart from this, when we talk of economic territory, it includes many other areas. That is why I am saying that the concept of domestic territory, which is also called economic territory, is quite vast. How is it vast now? What are the things included to be a domestic territory? See, in domestic territory, I am just writing in short form domestic territory. What is domestic territory now? As I have shown the first line here, what is domestic territory? As you can see, first we are referring to political territory. Yes, it's our geographical, it's the political territory. But within the political territory again, there are certain things. For example, our political territory, we are talking of India. Yes, India is our political territory. But within India, within the boundaries of India, there are certain things which will not fall under India's political territory, India's economic territory. So that we will subtract it. Okay, so we will subtract things. There are certain things not included. Alright. So what are the first we will discuss what are the things not included. Now again I am telling this point here. What are these things? These are certain things which is within India's political territory, but it is not be considered as India's domestic territory. Now what are the first here? Look at the board here. Look at the slide here. So what are the things not to be included? First thing we will take up. What are the things? We will first take up things which is included. Alright. So political territory, first we will take up certain things included. So I will correct it here. Political territory, let's first take things which are included. Alright. Now what are these things which will be included? These are things not within. These are things which are not within in the political territory. These are things not within the political territory, beyond the political territory, but we will consider it as a country's domestic territory. So what are those things? Look at the slide. First, ships, aircrafts owned and operated by normal residents. The first point, number A, you see, the ships and aircrafts owned and operated by normal residents. Say for example, Air India. Yes, Air India. This is something that belongs to India. And then this Indian aircraft, Air India, is providing services maybe in some other country. For example, let's take that Air India is providing service between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Alright, this Air India craft is flying passengers between Pakistan and Bangladesh. But then that income, whatever income comes from that aircraft, will be taken as a part of India's income. Alright, that aircraft is considered as the domestic territory of India. Right? It's not operating in India's political territory. It is operating in some other's political territory. But then that aircraft belongs to India. It is a part of India's economic territory. Similarly, if we have a Malaysian aircraft that provides service between, say, India and Bangladesh or India and Singapore. Alright? Now that Malaysian aircraft, which is daily operating between India and Malaysia, will not be considered as a part of India's domestic territory. Whatever income comes to that aircraft will go to the country to which that aircraft belongs. For example, Malaysia. Alright. So the very first point you see, what is within our domestic territory? It also includes the ships, aircrafts, which may not be operating in our political territory, but it is owned and operated by the normal residents of India. Okay? So these are outside our political territory, as I have highlighted. This is something which is outside the political territory, but is to be included as a part of India's domestic territory. Right? Next we go to the second point. What are the other things included? Fishing vessels, oil and natural gas rigs, and floating platforms. For oil drilling and all, whatever such kind of things being operated in the international waters. Maybe an Indian fisherman operating, plying its fishing vessel in the Arabian Sea or in the Indian Ocean. Alright, now that water body do not belong to India's political territory. Okay, but those are international water bodies. However, maybe India has a permission in a particular area to do such kind of economic activities. Alright, so this is not within our political boundary. It is beyond the political boundary, but then we have been given exclusive rights of operation. So such kind of fishing vessels which are operating in international water, such kind of oil and natural gas rigs which is operating in the international water, alright, these are a part of India's domestic territory. Next comes to embassies. Embassies, consulates. Now you know what is an embassy, the offices of embassies. Alright, consulates. Consulate is again an office which is set up by the government of a country in some other countries where a person is appointed to promote the interests of that particular country. Suppose India has a consulate in Pakistan. Alright, and then an officer is deployed there in that consulate, and the main purpose of the consulate is to serve the interest of India in that particular country. Similarly, the military establishments. Suppose India has a military establishment in Bangladesh. Okay, in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is not India's political territory, right? But that military establishment in Bangladesh, which is of India, would be considered as India's domestic territory. So what is domestic territory? It includes our political territory plus certain other things which is outside the political territory. So what are these outside the political territory? Quickly we will see now what are the things outside the political territory. This includes political territory plus ships. Then we have the vessels, fishing vessels, oil rigs. Okay, in short I am writing few oil rigs. Then we have the embassies. Alright, embassies, military establishments. Alright, these are certain other things. Maybe these are certain other things which is not in India's political territory. not in India's geographical territory, but still considered as a part of India's domestic territory. First point. Okay? Next. Domestic territory, of course, again, certain things we have to minus. Certain things we added to political territory. Now, certain things we will minus from our political territory. Suppose we have an American embassy. As we talked here, Indian embassy in Bangladesh, though it is in Bangladesh, is a part of India's domestic territory. Now, suppose we have an American embassy in India. That would be considered as a part of the domestic territory of America, not of India. Alright, so what are the other things to be subtracted? Similarly, suppose you have embassies, consulates, alright, embassies and consulates, military establishments, the military establishments of foreign country operating in India, suppose. These are not a part of our these are not a part of our domestic territory. However, this embassy, this consulate, this military establishment of foreign country, where are they located? They are located in India's geographical territory, but they are not our economic territory. Right? So when we are talking of domestic territory, is it not a much vast concept to what we understand to political territory? Yes, political territory is our geographical territory with a particular boundary and borders. But domestic territory is an economic concept which is quite vast compared to political territory. Certain things included, and certain things subtracted. We get the domestic territory of India. Pause.